September 19th. I'm reading at least 20 minutes a day and posting a short video about it for every day in September to raise visibility for the Trevor Project and to show support for someone in my life. So I've been reading Grendel by Gardner, and and what I've most recently read, Grendel goes and speaks to the dragon, and he kind of doesn't really know what to do with what he got out of the conversation, or he just kind of confuses him more than helps him, it seems. But then he goes back to Hrothgar's hall, and the warriors are all celebrating each other, and a warrior sneaks up behind him and attacks him. And this is when Grendel discovers that he can't be injured now. He says that this is maybe some sort of like a spell laid on him by the dragon, but he's not sure. So Grendel kind of feels at first like, this is great. I can defeat these guys now. But after a while, he kind of feels almost powerless to it. Like he's sort of, he's just, kind of putting in the motions. He goes to the hall on another, he kills a few guys that got that initial time and leaves. Then he comes back another time and he's killed a few. But he hears these men, he thinks of them as being pitiful, like calling to each other to make good their boast that they made while drinking, and to remember the gifts that Hrothgar has given them of rings and treasure. And Grendel kind of feels, I don't know. So he's like, I don't know. But they're pitiful. He feels like they're ants almost. They can't hurt him, and he can sort of do whatever. And he kind of laughs at them, and they get scared. But then one warrior steps forward and pushes everybody else apart. And I believe that warrior's name is Unferth. And he says, Grendel, I'm going to take you on by myself. Just me. I'm one of the greatest heroes. And so Grendel sort of says, well, this is a new development. Like, okay, where did this, nobody's ever done something like this before that Grendel's seen. And Grendel sort of kind of gets energized by this whole thing, and he starts mocking Unferth and sort of saying things, and it takes him a little while to understand Grendel, but eventually he does, and he finds that Grendel is laughing at him and mocking him, and he kind of loses some confidence, and he tries to get at Grendel, and Grendel goes by the table and picks up apples and pelts him with apples to the point where Unferth can't do anything. He can't get close to Grendel because he's getting smashed in the face with the apple. Blood comes all down his face, and then Grendel kind of laughs and leaves. So I think that's kind of interesting, because here, like, Grendel is already like seeing what the dragon had said is true, that his presence, his sort of monstrous presence, is already inspiring these warriors, these humans, to be greater than themselves, to make something more of themselves. So a new breed of hero has sort of come about because of Grendel's actions. One who's going to say, I'm not going to fight as part of the crowd. I want to stand apart and face you one-on-one. So it's kind of a neat development in the story, and I think Grendel kind of gets into his role of being the monster a little bit and really gets excited about it. So cool stuff.